Alrighty then, we are here, we're ready to go. This is a bit interesting. It's been a bit fuzzy around the edges, but hey ho, it'll do. Hello everyone. I've not had the chance to properly set up everyone's webcams, and my OBS did have a bit of a mess up. It kind of it swapped my two side monitors around. Oh yeah, of course. But yeah, it swapped my two monitors around, so everything that was on my right monitor then went to my left, and then the left monitor went to my right. So I'm hoping everything is fine. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, everything seems to be fine. I wasn't able to check it out before I started the stream because not everyone was in the call. But yes, here we are. We are ready to go. Before we, for once, that's right, Thompson. Before we go, Hobleman412, if you are in the chat, because I did see you in the list earlier on, thank you very much for the follow 16 hours ago. A bit late on that, but thank you very much for the follow. Anyway, greatly appreciate it. But I am going to go ahead and unmute and deafen on Discord so you can say hi to everyone and we can get the game going. Hello.
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 So everyone's here, everyone's ready and good to go, right? Yes? No? Maybe so?
Yeah. I think so.
Audio issues with Eve down there. Can't hear her.
Eve?
Nope, not hearing you, Eve. Nope.
Oh, shit.
Maybe unmute your microphone. That might help.
Nope.
Not hearing you.
I'm not sure she can hear us either.
You can hear us, but we can't hear you.
Blah, 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 blah.
There we go. We can hear you now.
Yep.
Hey!
Hey.
Finally, and I thought everything would actually be working straight away for once, but no, of course not, because Discord never works. So anyway, we all good to go, yeah? Oh, that's a bit of echo there from you, David.
Sorry?
A bit of echo there from you.
Oh, right, okay. Oh.
So everyone's here, everyone's ready and good to go. Right?
Yes, everyone is here. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
everyone is here. Yes, thanks, past me. We are here. We are ready and good to go.
Oh, I see. It's the stream that's echoing. That's
Yeah. Well, yeah, from your stream that's echoing. Thank you.
Aha. Yes.
Has it stopped now, though? That is the question. It seems to have been. Anyway, yes, thank you very much. Right. Anyone remember what happened 2 weeks ago? Because I sure shit don't. I mean, what? No, I remember. I remember what happened a couple of weeks ago. Some research is pending, yes, but no. Last time you guys played, well, we all played. You guys had finished dealing with the Jester that you'd been tasked to defeat from the Briarwoods. Returning to them, you had a bit of a discussion with them about your task ahead, and they give you the option between getting their army or getting Delilah Briarwood's Oathbow. It was the decision ultimately to be made by Victorless. Being the logical people that you are, you all came to the same conclusion that taking the army would be more beneficial than just taking one single Oathbow, because an army would be a much bigger, greater asset to you than one man with an Oathbow. But it was a test of sorts, as you'd made the right decision to not be selfish in your in the regards to the Oathbow. You were still offered said Oathbow by Lady Briarwood. So it has been handed to you. You then returned to the Hydra's Ale House, where you spent the evening doing some research from Carolina and just resting a bit. We missed this last week at the end of the session, but I get to announce it here now. Where the entire party leveled up to 15th level. I'm not telling you guys where those levels went, but the levels went 15th level. And I think that was about it, wasn't it? We didn't really do much else after that. It's been 2 weeks, alright.
Was consumed. A bowstring was attempted to be made.
Yes, there was that. You did get a bowstring sought as the oath bow wasn't strung. I remember that actually. You got one made of unicorn horn, mane, didn't you?
I did indeed, yeah.
Yes.
Does that make it even better somehow?
You don't know.
Okay.
It might, but ultimately, you don't know.
Sounds classy.
It sounds and will probably look very classy once it's actually been strung, but I guess you'll have to wait and see. But yeah, so after your night of long rest, you each wake up in your respective rooms. Victorless, of course, you wake out of your meditation 4 hours before anyone else. So as usual, we will start with you if there's anything you want to do in advance before the rest of your party wakes up for the day.
I think I'd gone out early to wait for the shops to open in order to get a...
Oh yeah, we did do that. And then you guys woke up. Oh, what was it? Where did we end up? It's been 2 weeks. I can't.
Yeah, that's
I think we were just getting like the ones that
You were-
said 8 hours had just gotten up.
Yeah, you guys
My
had just gotten
sending,
up
I
and.
failed with a 4, and we were heading downstairs. I think.
So yeah, basically you guys are so Temple, Corlina, and Neftari, you guys have regrouped in the common room of the tower, the Hydra's Ale House. Victorless is nowhere to be seen. The scene is yours. What would you guys like to do?
So, we never did go and talk to that tree, did we?
Oh, God.
I mean, if you wanted to talk to
I don't think I have the
Your
spell
business.
prepared.
that seems to be a running thing for you. You don't always usually have what you need, or
No.
rather, you don't have what you want, but you have what you need.
Yes.
Well, I mean, supposedly the Briarwoods people should be here, hopefully soonish, with books in tow. I'm excited.
Okay, I have a book. I have wisdom now. I mean, this amulet of smartness. I mean, I'm able to understand my book now.
In theory, yes.
I mean, get me a pipe and some slippers, and I'll sit in the big comfy armchair, and I will.
You can get one, not both.
What? Oh,
You said a pint and some slippers. You get one, not both.
a pipe, probably.
Yep, I knew that was coming. And at the
There's
snap
nothing
of
to burn in it.
at the snap of Corlina's fingers, all like as you kind of preemptively reach your hand out as if you're grasping a tankard, the tankard of ale just materializes into your hand, and it's sort of right there, ready for you.
No, it's a pipe.
Oh,
No,
pipe!
not
I thought you
pint.
said
A
pint.
pipe.
I thought you said pint. My apologies. So a pipe.
No,
All
no.
right.
Okay, I thought pint too.
So, all right, so a pipe. Okay, so instead, let's retcon that a little bit. Do you kind of just hold your hand out, like cup your hand out, and at a snap of the fingers, a long, dark wooden, almost it seems to be made of perhaps like a dark oak, materializes into your hand. It seems to have a set of tobacco already pressed into it, ready to be lit and smoked.
I think that's about how it's done. That's how my brothers do it.
Excellent. Right, Neftali wanders over to the armchair, and assuming that there will be, a sofa and some chairs around in this common room, and settles down and uses his tinderbox, which is in his inventory somewhere. It used to be. I assure you.
Yes, that wisdom score is definitely showing of using a tinderbox.
Yes, there is definitely a tinderbox. He takes out his tinderbox, makes it a spark, and attempts to light his pipe.
Right. Okay, yeah, no, it's got flint, fire, steel, and some tinder in it. So, yeah, I will say, like, it's a bit cumbersome because, it's like the tinderbox is designed for, striking to like a campfire or something, which normally just takes a few seconds to do that. So it's a little cumbersome of like striking it right in front of you. A couple of occasions, sparks get in your eye, and you just have to try it again, and eventually you manage to get the pipe lit.
Okay, so I'm going to sit there, and I'm going to attempt to read my book on beast hide, particularly origins and if there's anything about demons.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me.
While doing it, he's going to try and look as smart as possible with his pipe.
So
Yeah.
you've got it in your hands. You've got it, like you're pushing out your bottom, like trying very desperately to look like really really smart. Go ahead and roll me a what's this going to be? Roll me a nature check.
See here with the arcane reaction of Fluix, that's Flux.
10. Okay. The only thing that you're able to really ascertain is the same kind of information that you got when you were back in the Oran Plain. Alphonse let you keep the book, and as you were trying to leave through the gate, you remember asking him, like if you think back quite a few sessions ago now, when you asked him about the demonic origin as you were running, he did just give you a nod. You are able to ascertain the same kind of end point that he reached while he was doing research. You probably need to take a deeper look and a more thorough look through the book to be able to find anything new.
He's just going to sit there. Aha, very interesting.
Ah, yes, absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. It is very interesting on reading this book. I've suddenly become Sean Connery. You'll have to toss me. Kayla gets that even more than anyone else. As a reference to another game that we were part of. Anyway, while this is all going down, Temple, what are you doing? You're muted again, Evelyn.
Yeah, Eve, we can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
Ah!
There we go. Can hear you now.
Do you know what I did? I switched my input device from microphone Yeti Nano to microphone Yeti Nano, and that seemed to bring me back into the world of the living.
I mean, you turned it off and turned it back on again. That's usually how it works.
Anyway, hello. Was that happening in the common area?
And that was all happening in the common area, so you were witness to all of that as well.
Okie dokie. Well, as soon as I've read the death out of this geology book, what's Neftari reading?
on the origins of Beasthide or something like that. Have you scrolled?
Yes, it was the historical beginnings of the unknown Beasthide.
What a fascinating subject for a book, Neftari.
Look, see, no pictures. Well, there's a few pictures, but I'm not just reading the pictures.
Excellent, excellent. I would wonder if there's equivalent version of Warforged. Or I'd wonder if it were more of a construction book than an about book.
What? How to make a Warforged?
Well, I wasn't born like you, Neftari. I didn't pop out of Mummy and Daddy or whatever.
Or whatever. Yeah. Oh, so we could make another one.
I'm not even sure we really have the means at our disposal to create another temple. However, I suppose tactically speaking, it would be very useful of us to have a literal army of hundreds, perhaps thousands of temples fighting on our behalf. I'll make a note. That's quite a good idea. You could give them all different names, such as Temple 1, Temple 2, Temple 3, Temple 4, Temple 5. Neftari, would you like me to make a suggestion?
Temple
6, correct. Temple 7. I could do this all day, and I will. Temple 8.
Temple 9.
Aha!
He's catching on. The wisdom is really showing.
Temple continues.
Right. And Corlina, are you just waiting for the Briarwoods lackeys to show up with the books?
I'm trying to sit and read one of my books for enjoyment, but it's like, you know, a kid trying to fall asleep on Christmas Eve when you know Santa's coming. So it's like, you know, you're sitting there reading for a few minutes, and it's like, are they here yet? No. Okay, fine. Reading some more. It's like almost like a little bit of impatience is there.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, as Temple and Neftari are discussing the naming of future potential Beasthides, and Temple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on and so forth. Corlina, you're just sitting there with your book and just you're reading. You know, you're trying to enjoy yourself, and every so often it's just nothing. Oh no, nothing.
Trigger the floorboards? No. Fuck.
See, I know a spell. Obviously it's not prepared. It's called Awaken. And with the spell, I can make an object, well, a tree, at least, come to life. I can give it life. It takes quite a while to cast the spell. So, could we kind of assemble a tree into the shape of a temple? Of temple. And, you know, perhaps put bits of metal in there, then cast a spell. And perhaps I could help make Temple 2.
Go ahead and roll me a Arcana check on that, Neftari.
I'll just appreciate that he's actually attempting to help Temple with reproduction.
Does that count as cheating?
A natural 20. Technically speaking, actually, let me go and find, what was the spell called? Awaken.
Awaken, yeah.
Right, Awaken. Let me take a look at the spell, the actual wording of the spell here, and I will be able to tell you whether or not. It's a nat 20, so it's crit success, so you will find out whether or not that will work. I need to read this myself.
Yeah, I came across it last night.
Spend time tracing magical pathways within a precious gemstone. You touch a huge or smaller beast or plant. Target having the no intelligence score and intelligence score of 3 or less. The target gains an intelligence of 10. Target also gains the ability to speak one language you know. If the target is a plant, it gains the ability to move its limbs, roots, vines, creepers, and so forth. And again, since it's similar to humans, your GM chooses statistics appropriate for the awakened plant, such as the statistics for the awakened shrub or the awakened tree. The awakened beast or plant is charmed by you for 30 days, or until your companions do anything harmful to it. When the charmed condition ends, the awakened creature chooses whether to remain friendly to you based on how you treated it while it was charmed. An agate worth at least 1,000 gold pieces, which the spell consumes, is the material component. So technically, yes, if you're to use Awaken on a tree, technically speaking, as long as you treat it well within those 30 days after it's been done, technically speaking, you can make a second temple.
Wow. So, gonna make some babies.
Bit abrupt. Take him out to dinner first, at least.
So, I mean, there's that big tree in the square. We could, well, it wouldn't quite be a temple. It'd be like a walking, talking tree.
Is your implication that we befriend the quite legendary centerpiece of this very town and create an additional member of the party using this very rooted tree?
Well, it's quite a big tree. My spell works on trees up to a certain size. We might have to find a smaller tree.
Yes, something like a nice pine.
Fine. Yes. Well, no, they're quite big. Well, just a young tree. I mean, you wouldn't the tree to be your son or daughter.
Would this tree be intelligent? Could you speak to
Well,
it?
it'd have to be smaller than you, wouldn't it? You can't exactly go teaching a big tree that's even bigger than you to behave. Yes. I mean, how do you parent that? You get around stumps on you.
I'd never considered something like this, but by all means, we could ask a tree to join us. I mean, I suppose when you think of it, if we have our way with trees, there are certainly a lot more of them than there are demons and people and dead people. So we could really get quite an army out of them if only they weren't stuck in the ground and entirely made of wood.
So would that tree be too large to start a character second?
Yes. The sun tree would be far too big. Like the sun tree itself it's really, really, really big. If you were to try casting Awaken on it, it might work, but for all intents and purposes, it would probably end up being a fucking giant.
That could be quite scary.
Considering
wonderful.
that it may or may not actually be friendly towards you after the 30 days. That's up to you if you want to do that or not.
Yeah.
New combat encounter to plan. I mean, what?
We could go out to the forest to find some small trees. We'll have to get some ingredients first from the magic shop. Some. I'll have to remember what spell required. I think it was 1,000 gold pieces of something or other. Agate? Did you say it was?
Agate, yes.
Agate. What is that stone? Magical
Yeah,
stone?
it's a gemstone.
We could feasibly bring a tree to life. It'd be on the wrong continent. I don't know how we're going to get it. Well, there's portals and things, isn't there?
The trees can float. It can swim. It'll probably take it a good 2 weeks to actually make it back home, but it's possible. You could use it as a boat.
Yeah, it's not very friendly to us then, though, is it? After the 30 days.
Well, I don't know about that. I'd gladly be a boat for any of you.
Right, anyway.
That would be a lot of fun.
With that, we are going to move over to Victorious. Well, you guys are having the discussion of potentially giving the sun tree sentience and having it follow you for 30 days as a giant walking living tree. Victorless, you had just finished dealing with the armory, where you managed to purchase a bowstring to string up your oath bow. That was made primarily out of a unicorn tail, I'm pretty sure it was. You weren't able to find anything else within the weapon store that actually caught your attention, but is there anything else that you wanted to do while you were in the area?
No, pick up basics. Support any spells that might need base components, I guess, as I go, but slowly make my way back to catch up with the rest of the party, assuming, well, I would assume this time of the morning that they would all be up and awake.
Okay. So as you make your way back, you do pass by the segment of the wall where you do spot the same two guards that you walked by before in the morning that had some very unkind words for you a few hours before. They do give you a very shifty look as you're walking by, short bow and crossbow getting, like, their hands reaching for their weapons as you walk by, and they're just giving you a very shifty look as you walk past them. But there is no action from them. They don't seem to aggress upon you as you manage to make your way back to the Hydra's Ale House. As you enter, it's quite a slow and quiet morning. Shkad seems to be directing a couple of individuals that look to be guards that seem to be holding some kind of wooden crate between them. And he points to the door that doesn't lead up to your tower, and as the guards begin to move, he actually kind of stops them and points at you and gestures you over.
Special delivery of some kind?
Aye, these two gentlemen here are from the castle. I claim that your wizard friend is expecting a delivery of research material. Yeah, that seems to be correct. We've been told to deliver these to a wizard who believes she can make some use out of them. You know what this is going to be about, do you, elf?
Yes, human. Let me save you the trouble. I'll take them up with me.
At the mention of that, the two guardsmen just kind of glance at each other and just let go of the crate that almost breaks on the ground. It just crashes down onto the floor. Shkad just kind of, if that's damaged my floor, you're going to be paying for it. You understand that? Oh, whatever you say, dwarf. Right, John, let's go. We've got more guard duties to attend to. Yes, sir, yes, sir. And two guards scurry out the front door. Shkad just kind of eyes them with a look of disdain on his face before he glances up to you. Anything else you and your companions need before you do whatever it is that you plan on doing today?
No, if they haven't made any requests directly, then I'm sure this will suffice. I'm going to take a quick peek at the contents of this container just to check there's actually got useful stuff in it.
Yeah, so as you kind of glance through it, there seems to be a lot of books primarily on the topic of the Abyss and the Nine Hells. Mostly about the Abyss, sorry, and demonic beings, but there are books on devils, and some books on your own kin, actually, the Fae, with a few minor books here and there discussing contractual agreements between the beings of the material plane and the fiends and Fae of the outer planes.
So, pick up the crate.
Mhm.
Well, at least they seem to have got that part right. Sure, they'll be well received.
Well, whatever it is you're doing, and kind of like lifts his head and looks over at the books. Make sure she doesn't get herself into any more trouble, aye?
We'll do our best.
The last time I saw someone reading books like that, they were trying to make a deal with the devil. You don't want to do that. Ever.
No, so I've heard. Still.
Alright, if you need anything, I'll be here.
Thank you, as always. A pleasure. Start to make my way up to the
Alright. So you make your way up to the tower and manage to, with, like, you know, using your knees, it's quite a hefty crate, so you're holding it in both hands, so with a knee you manage to knock the handle down and push your way into the tower, climbing the stairs into the common room. Carolina, at this sound, you know, you're like nose deep into your book, and it's just a matter of, oh, maybe, and there's Victorlus ascending the stairs with a large wooden crate in his hand, essentially. That seems to be filled with an assortment of different books.
What number is Temple up to at this point? As I see the door?
Temple 136. Temple 137.
Actually,
Oh my God.
yeah, actually, no, it'd be about that, because, you know, it's only been like it's not been too long since the others have woken up, because you've been going out to the shops, and you probably, while they've been doing their thing, you'd be making your way back at that point.
I'll take the crate over to the center of the room. I always imagine there's like a big table in the
Yeah,
middle with-
yeah. There's a large table with several like almost like large poofy leather seats, but it's made with a fabric rather than leather, and one's a sofa that you can lounge on as well.
Special delivery, Carolina. I believe you're after these, and from the looks of it, they've surprisingly done quite well with their selection.
Wonderful. You don't want to be privy of the conversations that were had while you were gone. And just immediately into the crate, rifling through. I'll take this one, this one, this one, and this one. Just loading up an armful of books.
Mm-hmm. Just, you know, pack them into your arms and just set them down on the side, ready to start getting into them. You know, you're a fast reader, Carolina, but, you know, you yourself know you're not going to get through all of these too quickly, so it'll take you a little while. What is that I'm standing on? No, what's that?
On one side, I've got Temple counting temples.
Mm-hmm.
Neftari lounging in a chair with a pipe
And a book.
and a book. Okay.
Occasionally reading a really long word that he, you know, proudly has managed to read.
Managed to read and then tries to use in a normal sentence, but has used it in the complete wrong way. Yes,
Precisely.
I too like to photosynthesis.
DM, have we established if Barkley is actually capable of reading?
Yeah. Barclay's got an intelligence of at least 10, I'd say. He's a familiar, so.
Yeah, we'll bring back your boy, because research can be fun, right? And
Okay.
mend bonds of deception and lies and betrayal.
Okay, so yeah, you spend the a few minutes.
It's like I'm holding one book, and then Mage Hand is gonna hold the other.
The other one that Barclay can then read as he's perched on your shoulder. But yeah, as you spend a couple of minutes with the ritual cast, and there's the usual plume of brown smoke and feathers as Barclay is summoned beside you, and he flutters down and lands on the table before glancing up to you. It's like, ah, yes, my lady. What would you like of me today?
To obey, and we're probably doing research today.
When do I ever not obey you, Coralina?
Would you like cited examples?
Yes, please. Very much so.
Oh, when you lied about how many enemies there were outside the Magnificent Mansion.
I'm begging your pardon, my lady, but you asked me to go out and find out how many of them there were, and I did. However, the information that I provided to you was wrong. I did not disobey you, I lied to you. There is a difference.
That's still disobeying because you're supposed to swear fealty to me.
Oh, that's not that's not a disobeying, my lady. I just simply didn't tell you the truth. I did what you asked me to.
You know you can go back, right?
I'm well aware of that, my lady.
Primordial, it's like, look, I already have enough problems with one man today. You don't need to be the second one.
Oh, and what has he done today? And Neftari, if you're paying attention to this, you do see Barclay's head just slowly turn in your general direction.
I blow smoke at him.
I can't call him the N-word. Don't call him that. Don't call him that. But yes, my lady, what has he done to you now?
Oh no, it's in the material plane. Apparently, betrothal does not also reciprocate exclusive breeding rights.
Oh. Wait. Betrothal?
The Warforged.
Oh. Wait, he and the...
I don't know how that's going to work.
I don't think it can.
I'm not going to think about it.
I'm not going to do that either. Are we going to do...
Research topic is going to be perhaps addressing possible loopholes.
Loopholes?
Demonic contractual agreements. Mm-hmm.
Demonic contractual agreements. Quite easy to find loopholes if you look carefully enough. Are we doing research here, or are we going someplace without a distraction? He kind of glares over at Neftari.
How far are these seating arrangements?
Oh, you're within like 10 feet of each other.
Just within 10 feet?
Yeah, roughly.
Oh, no need then. Tiny hut. Tiny hut, sir.
Oh no. Give me a second. It's 10-foot radius, so it has a 20-foot diameter.
Oh, it's okay. I can just cut it off right there at 10 feet, and then I assumed I was sitting on the end. Was I sitting on the end?
No, but the point is that you're going to create this tiny hut that people, like other people, won't be able to pass through in the middle of the tower.
Is it at most 20 foot, or can I manipulate it?
No, it is a 10-foot radius immobile dome of force. That is it, quote unquote. So it is a 20 foot in diameter. If you tiny hut in the middle of this tower, you're basically going to kind of press Neftari, Temple, and Victorious up against the wall. Like, I can imagine that.
Okay. Later. Fine. If Barclay and I don't want an extraction, gather up my books, have him perch on my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Mention door.
Okay.
Gone.
And where are you going to?
Just upstairs. Bedroom's fine.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, There's a sudden flash of purple light that Nithari, Victorious, and Temple that you guys see as Coralina and Sir Barclay have had a very interesting discussion that Victorious, only you've been able to hear since you're the only other one that actually speaks Primordial. And they suddenly just disappear. And but like, you think they may have disappeared somewhere, like potentially outside, before you do hear the dull thuds of footsteps from up above. And is it evidently the bedroom that Coralina has disappeared to, so she can get some peace and quiet for her research away from any distractions. Coralina, before
heard the entire conversation, I mean.
But yeah, Coralina, can you go ahead and roll me? I'll have you roll me 2 separate. Well, actually, what exactly are you going to be doing research for before I get you to roll?
Like I said, trying to find possible loopholes in demonic contractual obligations.
Okay, go ahead and roll me 2 history checks.
I'm mostly trying to figure out the hierarchy of, like, you know, what holds more power, like the name versus, like, perhaps, you know, ownership of, like, the body or the soul.
Okay. So, with that, the 27 and the 30, loopholes when it comes to a contract between humans, or well, humanoids of the material plane and beings of the outer/lower planes, be it Fae or Fiends. For the most part, there's really not that many loopholes that can be exploited. It depends on the writing of the contract, or how the contract is stated, if it's a verbal contract. So most times loopholes can be found, but it's from the demonic side of things that the loopholes are found. So if someone states that, like, I want you to, I'm going to use an example from another game that I've played in. I want you to escort me to the gate that will take me to the next level of hell, and upon our return, escort us back to the gate that will lead us up one level of hell. The player that actually said that had to quickly make the addendum at the end of giving us the return escort back, because if he hadn't, then when they'd returned, the devils that we were fighting alongside could have just said, no, our contract ended when we took you to this gate down to hell. Now we're going to kill you because we know you're going to come back this way. So, or at least we're going to try to kill you. But you made that addendum so that the devil couldn't make find the loophole. So most time, unless the devil's being, or devil, demon, or fae is being very careless, most loopholes are actually found on their part against the humanoid that has made the deal with them.
But the hierarchy itself, is it the name that holds the most power of?
The name, like, so the true name is the most powerful when it comes to one's physical self. So if you provide a devil, demon, or fae your true name, they can manipulate you. I can't speak tonight. On the most like almost full control of you on a physical level. So providing your true name to a devil, they could essentially say, like, no problem, dude. They could essentially tell you, like what with the Glabrezu did to you in the cave, just said, prostrate yourself, and you immediately drop down onto your knees. Almost complete physical control. You can try to resist it, but at great pain and risk to yourself. Beyond that, the soul is on par because if you offer your soul, they can't really take any physical control of you, but the moment you die, your soul can live on forever. In regards to D&D, when you die, if you aren't willing to return to your body, you do pass through limbo onto an afterlife. If you've offered your soul to a demon, devil, or fae, you don't get to go to an afterlife. They will take your soul and you will manifest in whichever plane that they are a part of, the Feywilds, the Abyss, or any one of the 9 hells. And then they can use your soul and have you manifest there, not completely physically, but manifest there where they can then essentially use your soul for whatever purposes they want for the rest of eternity. So they're about on par with one another because, one is complete physical control, whereas the other is, probably complete amusement for the rest of eternity, depending on what they use your soul for.
Okay. Could there be perhaps a gridlock of like if all right, I'm gonna think about it like stocks. So if you give one demon one thing, you give another demon another thing, they're both on par with each other. If they're both trying to pull at the same string, so to speak,
they would conflict.
Essentially at a gridlock. Okay.
So if you gave one demon your true name and then gave a devil your true name, and they both started trying to give you orders that...
No, if you give one your true name and then one your soul.
Oh, it wouldn't matter. Because the one with your true name would be able to manipulate you in life. And then once you die, the one that you've given this your soul to will then take your soul and use it for whatever they want after you've died. Because a demon, devil, or fae can't use your soul against you while it is inhabiting your body. Your soul only vacates your body when you die. And that's the other very, very dangerous risk when it comes to offering your soul. If a PC, and this is technically metagaming here, but I'm going to explain it to you guys anyway, just in case it's a potential to happen in the future. If you as a PC offer your soul to a demon, or devil, or fae, or whatever it is, because you want to, become a lot more powerful, if you then die, there is a very, very high likelihood that your DM will then say, all right, you're dead, roll a new character. Your soul has been ripped from the material plane to the abyss, and heir to one of the Baelor lords is now tormenting your soul for the rest of time in his domain in the abyss. That's it. You're done. There's no coming back from that unless someone casts a wish, which probably isn't going to happen for a very long time. So, for your own sake, when it comes to dealing, which is actually the apt word, with devils, demons, or fae, avoid your soul at all costs. All right. Was there anything else you were wanting to look for, Carolina?
I think just one extra thing.
Mhm.
Once you've already sold off your true name, you can't sell that thing off again because it's already owned by somebody else, right?
No, you could, but
Double dipper.
but because the manipulation would come from whenever someone uses your true name. So a demon could use your true name and say, "Go and kill this person," and then the devil that you've given your true name to may, the next couple of days, say, "I need you to go and do this." And it would force you to then follow the most recent thing that you've been told to do. So it would interfere with what you're doing, and it may cause tensions between the two people that have your name, and then could cause a fight between the two of them for your true name, and then one of them dies, and then there you go, only one person has your true name. But your true name, you can give that to anyone, anytime, and any amount of people. Your soul can really only be promised to one person.
That's all I wanted.
All right, cool. All right, with that, Natari, Victorilus, and Temple, what are you guys doing? Coralina has just disappeared in a purplish-looking portal and appears to have evaporated upstairs. And you guys are Now left alone in the common room. The full day is ahead of you.
I'm assuming that my pipe disappeared. When
No. No, because a minor conjuration's just a thing that she can do. So the dimension door and summoning Barclay doesn't cause your pipe to disappear.
Oh, Carolina's gone. I thought we were on a study date. I guess she studies better alone. Are there any more books left in that crate?
High or low?
Hi.
Ooh, no, there are not. Carolina seems to have picked it clean.
Well, should we go out and look at trees?
You want to go and look at trees? I mean, I'm as much of a fan of a walk in the woods as anyone.
Temple wants a baby.
That's not strictly accurate, Neftari, but you did float around the idea of additional temples, and you said something about being able to create one with a tree. I don't fully understand.
Well, kinda. I'd have to prepare the spell, but we'll need some ingredients as well. We could feasibly. I mean, we take a quick walk in the trees, and if there's a particular tree that looks like it would be, suitable.
Exactly are you proposing, Neftari?
We could create an army of trees.
I assume there's some catch to it too, but hey, let's just roll with it and see what happens.
I'm sure we can find a quiet spot in the timberlands nearby, I suppose.
Well, not just that. There might be other spells, which with some handiwork, we could perhaps bend or carve a tree into a shape of a fearsome warrior or something. I don't know. That's a better plan.
Well, no, as long as I can sit and string this bow, I don't mind where we go.
I wonder if I could awaken your bow. Sentient bow. Because trees get carved into bows, don't they? Take a decent branch off the right tree and it gets bent and shaped into a bow. What if I could awaken? You could have a bow that talks to you.
From my experience, Neftari, the oath bow already does exactly that.
Whoa. What does it say to you? Can I hear? Can I look?
Well, place it down on the table.
Ah, God.
Sorry.
Hello? Mr. Bow? What's his name?
It's more of an enchantment, shall we say, than a personality, Neftari.
I put my ear very close to the bow. Hello?
Nothing.
Prerequisites needed before the actual talking part happens, and it's not quite ready yet.
Does it have a string yet?
Well, it's got this one. It's just not attached.
Well, what good is it then?
Right now, None whatsoever.
So, are you going to attach that?
Absolutely. Just a decision on whether I do that here or whether we go for a nice, pleasant walk in the woods and find a spot while you look for a suitable tree.
To the woods!
All right, so the three of you making your way into the what is it? I can't remember what it's called. The Parchwood Timberlands. That's what it is, of course. You guys making your way into the woods.
I must simply try and see if Coralina. I mean, I'd rather get some reading done. To be fair, Neftari, is it necessary that I be with the tree?
No, I can't even do the spell today. I'd have to
Oh.
take a rest and prepare it.
Oh, I see. So your intention is to chop a tree and bring it back here. Wouldn't the tree be unhappy that it had been taken from its home?
I hadn't really thought this through very much.
So is the tree a non-starter idea?
Yeah.
Oh,
Not going to the woods then. Okay. I'm going to take the bow back. Begin preparing it to be strung.
I'll keep reading my book as well then for the day. Is that all? Is that us for the day then? Reading?
Yeah, if you guys are just wanting to stay back and read and do some research, that's absolutely fine by me.
Coralina, can you hear me? I'm gonna knock on the dome.
I'm not in the dome. I'm upstairs. Dimension door.
So I'm assuming
yeah,
Temple,
sure,
you went upstairs because that's been retconned. I'm assuming then Temple, you've gone upstairs and knocked on the door.
Oh yes.
Let's see it, Carlina. It's
You
knock,
guys
knock, knock.
coordinating with nature?
I believe they decided that it was a terrible idea to chop up a tree and give it life. Anyway, the woods thing isn't happening.
Mm.
May I join you, Coralina?
Fine.
All right, so you hear a solid click as the door swings open. And you see the visage of a mage hand return over to the desk and actually pick up a book, reopen it at a position, and you can see Coralina sat at her desk, nose deep in one book. The mage hand is open, has the book open at a page, and Barclay's actually perched on the table, actually seemingly reading a book as well. What do you want to do, Temple?
Coralina, what are you reading there? It was my impression we were going to read back to back to get as much information covered as possible.
Right now I'm reading on contractual obligations of the demonic races and possible loopholes. Barkley is reading the unabridged version. There are some ones on the bed if you'd like.
I see. I'm gonna look and see what's available.
Okay, go ahead and call high or low, please.
Hi.
Okay. You do find a book on demonology. Demons and subdemons, a collection of abyssal history.
Okie dokie. Temple is, of course, going to read this book, but look in particular, where possible, for the weaknesses to specific demons, specific weaknesses other than the obvious of types of damage.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a. I'm gonna make this an investigation check.
Damn it, Detective Temple.
8. Let's see here. I would now like you to go ahead and call high or low one more time, please.
Hi.
No, absolutely not. This is the lowest I possibly can go. I rolled a 1. I actually rolled 001. So yeah. So yeah, no. You're not really able to determine any specific weaknesses of any specific demon. You're already aware that most demons are either resistant or completely immune to fire damage. Most demons, anyway. They suffer heavily from radiant damage, which you've known that for a long time as you hit each one with a different flavor of smite. And one segment does kind of catch your eye, but it kind of clicks in your back head that it's not your focus, and it does go. You glance over the segment of sub demons and mixed breeding that you kind of just pay no attention to. It's not worth your time at this moment in time. And Victoris, what are you doing at the moment as we progress through the day?
I'll be, getting the bow suitably strung.
Mm-hmm.
Test it for strength. And I'm gonna begin attuning to it.
All right. You will need to lose the attunement of either your charge cloak of displacement, your ring of evasion, or your ring of free action. You cannot be attuned to more than 3 items.
Yep, so I'll take off the ring of free action at the moment and replace with the oath bow.
All right, cool. So you can go ahead and just do that. You're not going to get in combat or anything tonight, so your attunements will swap over in the morning. But yeah, no, it's just as you remember it before. You string it up. As you string it up, it does seem to kind of give off a almost pearlescent look to it, shimmering from like a nice deep purple to an almost jade green as you kind of inspect the string going from one arm to the other of the bow. You give it a full draw, not like knocking an arrow or anything like that, but give it a full draw. It feels nice and strong. Doesn't seem like you may have missed any like connections at either side of the stringing. And every time you do kind of draw, you hear elven whispers in your ear. It's not loud as like what you remember it happening, because if you recall, it does require you to have a knocked arrow for the effect to actually take place. But every time you draw and you get to full draw, it does whisper elven very faintly in your ear, and you feel like you're ready to use the oath bow. Neftari, is there anything that you're wanting to do this evening before we progress?
He'll carry on reading his book and just trying to. He knows nothing about the history of the Beast Tide or the lands they come from, so he's just going to just swat up on. Yep, that. Particularly where Beast Tide can use the.
Yeah, so the research that what you had been made aware of from Alphonse, and the research that Coraline had done before you is the same kind of information that you ascertained before, that you and other Beasthide aren't really a natural race. It is come from the bonding of mostly demonic, sometimes devilish entities, and a humanoid of some kind. But it is, for a fact that from your own research, they're not bullshitting you. they weren't saying this to either make you feel scared or anything like that. That you do have demonic blood flowing through your veins. You also now have a blue stone orbiting your head as well. Because that's what the Iron Stone does. The Iron Stone does orbit around your head.
Yeah, so wherever I go, there'll be the stone orbiting me. Or should
Yes.
I would assume I would take it out of the air so as not to draw attention to myself.
If
and then
you...
just lock up in the air at start of combat. Would that be? Because everyone can see this thing orbiting my head? I mean, is that a common thing that you see people walking down the street?
The only issue with that is if you do grab the Iron Stone out of the air, it ends the effect.
Yep.
You lose the Wisdom score of increase of 2. And then you'd have to use an action on your first round of combat to throw the stone into the air to actually start its effect again.
So I would assume whenever I say try to move stealthily, one of the things I would do as I try to move stealthily will be
snatch it out of there. Yeah, okay.
But he'd be more stealthy with it up there because she's not that bright the rest of the time.
Stealth has nothing to do with wisdom. It's purely on your dexterity. So whether you've got it in the air or not, well, you never know. You might accidentally, lean up to the corner of a building and just have it clatter off the wall and clatter around as it tries to orbit your head and start whacking off of things as it orbits around your skull. Who knows? Instead of...
Can I assume if we live for the rest of the day that he then takes a rest at some point and swaps out a spell?
Yeah. Unless anyone has anything else they want to ask before the night comes to an end.
I had something.
Go for it.
I'm gonna try my sending again.
All right, cool. Go ahead and expend. Well, you don't need to expend the spell slot because you guys are about to get another long rest anyway. But yes, what are you wanting to try with sending?
Same messages before, because I was like, well, maybe he's busy. That he couldn't respond right away. I'm gonna try again.
Okay. And he is on the other plane of existence. So let's see. A 1 through 5, and it fails.
Is it a fucking 5?
I rolled a 3.
God damn it!
I'm not bullshitting you, right? I'm like, hands up. I'm not gonna touch the dice. Give me a second. I'm not bullshitting you. I'm gonna post this in the chat in the dice tray for everyone to see. I am not bullshitting you here.
We do believe in our own bad luck, so don't worry about that.
But I'm posting it anyway because I even want the viewers to see this.
Yeah, we posted it. We got enough natural 20s last week that we are due a string of natural ones.
That is a 3. That is 00 and a 3. I'm not sure if you guys can even see that properly. But
no, I did.
But yeah, it's not my fault. I'm sorry. The dice do not want you to get into contact with your brother. All right.
I still have spell slots. Can I just roll down the list?
Yeah, I guess so.
Because I don't know. Maybe Zay's still mad about getting his nose crunched when we left.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
All right, who are you wanting to try then?
The next oldest brother. Seem.
Okay.
Hey, I'm okay. I'm not dead. I said I'd pick up sending, and I did. So.
All right. The same with the previous the previous 2 casts of Ascending. You cast the spell. It disappears into the weave. And that's it.
kind of going through the Rolodex in the wizard's mind of, all right, we'll skip that one, because who are the other ones I can actually trust to be like, don't go directly to Dad? All right, that's it for me.
All right, cool. Temple, anything you want to do last minute before we move on to the next day?
Nope, Temple's going to continue reading throughout the night. If another book becomes available, Temple would like to read that instead.
Cool. Nethari, anything you want to do before the end of the night?
No, just swap out a spell.
You'll get that in just a second. And Victoria, anything you would like to do before the night fully ends?
I may just. I'll go see if Shikard has a map, and if not, whether I can acquire one somewhere.
Okay. Hey, you
just so I can assess the distance to Imon.
Okay. You make your way downstairs, and it's gotten quite busy as you guys have spent a few hours, basically the entire day going. You've been stringing and restringing until you've gotten the oath bow absolutely perfect in the way that you want it. You've been having your dinner and your lunch and your dinner, drinking, doing some research. You've just had you've been through a hell of an experience after dealing with the trial that the Briarwoods put you through. So you've taken a rightful day to yourselves to just recoup from what has happened. So you make your way down. It seems to be getting late into the evening. There are quite a few patrons that are inside the ale house drinking and hollering and laughing at each other and with each other. Shikard is there at the bar, and it seems that the rush has just ended, as he seems like, he's got several beads of sweat rolling down his head. He looks a bit flustered, but he seems to be settling down as he's got a rag in a tankard, and seems to be cleaning it out as you make your way through the little veil that he has set up as you make your way over to the bar, and he kind of glances up to you and he's like, "Good evening. You've picked the perfect time of coming in. It's just starting to settle down now. What can I get for you?"
Well, aside from the usual refreshment, seems our business here in Whitestone may be reaching a conclusion. Imon seems to be the next destination on our journey. Wondered whether you had or knew of a source of a map that may guide us the quickest route there, or even if you know of a faster method of travel.
Well, first things first. Kind of reaches down, pulls up a small glass, and pours you a drink and slides it over to you. Secondly, map. Not really. I don't understand why, but these Taldorians, they're not really into their cartographics. There was this one guy that I heard of. He seems to be going around trying to detail everything about Taldori. Tyriok or something. I don't know. But there's someone trying to make an actual map of the continent. Most places only have a local map. I could give you a map of Whitestone and point you in the direction of anywhere that you need to go, but Taldori, not so much. From here to Imon, let me think. As DM kind of shifts over to the Taldori map and actually tries to gauge how long it'd take you to get there by myself. You're probably looking at best guess anywhere between 15 to 20 days of travel to get from here all the way to Whitestone. Imon. You have to pass back through Westron, where I'm assuming you came from. Past the Silvercut crossroads and make your way to Imon, just heading basically straight west from there.
Okay, seems like we have a bit of a journey on our hands. So, main roads head west, essentially.
Main road. Follow this road to all the way back to Westron. From there, head south. There are two roads out from the south. One that takes you southeast, and one that takes you almost straight south. Southeast one takes you back to Stilden, so you don't want to go there. Head south. Follow that road. And just go straight. You'll come across like a cross on the road at one point. That'll either take you south towards. Oh, I can't remember the name of the site in that way. A place anyway. Or you head up north towards Crackhammer. The doors there they can be alright. So you can mention my name if you do head up that way. I'm sure they'll be willing to speak to you if you go up that way. But if you're wanting to go to Amon, stay on the road straight, head straight west, and that'll take you right there.
Okay, we'll find our way. I'm sure we normally do. Thank you. I'm gonna take my drink, head back up to the common room. If I can find a bit of kind of parchment or paper, something to write with, I'm gonna kind of just try and visualize what he's described in my head in a kind of hand-drawn sketch as best I can. Kind of go south from there, and if I go up there, there's something there, and if I go west there, make a note of what he's doing.
Yeah, managed to make notes of anything that is like everything and anything that he isn't that he mentioned to you that you remember, and managed to detail it all down. No, it's not 1-to-1. It's not perfect, but it's just at best guess what he said that you guys need to do.
Cool. With that, yeah.
All right. Cool. With that, you start your meditation. Everyone else gets your long rest. So Neftari, Coralina, and Victorilus, if you want to, go ahead and change any spells that you have that you want to prepare. Yes, Coralina?
If there was no apology given, there was a Barkley buffer.
Wait, of him just
Of him being like, yeah, let's go make babies, and it's like, bitch, I'm right here.
all right.
So
Alright.
Nakari's slept in the doghouse tonight then?
Pretty much, unless Neftari. Well, actually, Neftari, go ahead and roll me
Read the room.
no, I'm going to ask you to roll me an insight check just now to see whether or not you're able to realize that. Coralina may be a little mad at you suggesting procreation with another being. Dirty 20. Yeah, I'd say that it may have come a little later than you anticipated, but yeah, it kind of dawns on you as you knock on the door to try and get in with Coralina at night. You normally sleep together at night. She's not opening the door for you. It kind of dawns on you that maybe I've said something to piss her off. You don't know what you've said because you were just having a conversation with Temple, but maybe something was said or done that pissed her off. So you're not in the doghouse because you do have your own room because you did have your own room to go to when you first came here. So you do have your own room to sleep in. But yeah. If anyone else doesn't have anything, long rest happens. You don't regain your spell slots. Change any spells that you may want to swap out for the next day. And we will actually go ahead and take a very quick Bible break there. It's been about an hour and a half, so we'll take about 10 minute break. Go and get something to eat, something to drink, go to the bathroom, do whatever you need to, and we will continue in about 10. How's that sound?
Cool, very good.
All right, cool. With that, we are going to quickly roll a break. So we will catch you guys back here in about 10 minutes, about-ish, maybe, I don't know. Right, we are back. We're here. We're good to go. I didn't go anywhere because I was actually using that time to quickly prep something as well, just in case it happens. But anyway, so long rest has happened. You get all your spell slots back. You've changed any spells that you're needing to do. Victorious, once again, you're the first to awaken from your 4 hours meditation. What is it you would like to do?
Not really. The rest of them still sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Let's check over my previous notes, I suppose, and make ready to depart by one means or another.
Okay. A couple hours go by. Temple. Your 6 hours are up. Your time of inactivity has been completed. What would you like to do?
Remain in a sentry state, looking for threats.
Okay. So yeah, your time's up. You've been fully inert for enough time to have a full day of activity before you, but just in case you've been attacked here before, something could happen. Stay inactive. Let's do it this way. Nathari, what are you doing this morning? 2 hours have gone by. You've had your 8 hours of rest. You've managed to finish your meditation to change your prepared spells. What would you like to do?
I'd like to get out to the shop to purchase some agate. Is it agate?
Agate, yes.
Yep.
Okay.
1,000 gold pieces worth.
Yeah, it's 1,000 gold pieces worth of agate to cast Awaken. Right, so and so that's your intention. Carlina, what would you like to do in the morning before we move on to Nithtari's spending spree?
Yeah, she might still be pissed. Bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, Being, I can't see my life without you. Oh, by the way, Warforged, do you want to make babies together? A little bit of hot and cold, isn't it?
Just a little bit. All right, so
whiskey being conjured, research is being done, but more than likely whiskey is being drank versus research being done.
Okay, cool. Give me a con save.
Drinking. Yeah, and drinking.
Day drinking. Give me a con save.
Yeah.
Or so, not even day drinking. Is first thing in the morning drinking.
Whiskey. It's what's for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Not for me. It isn't. I went in there. I poured a lemonade, and I found whiskey. I just can't drink it.
I've got whiskey up in the corner there, and I got puke levels of drunk the last time I had whiskey, so that's not happening again.
Full bottle of Glenfiddich. Don't want it. Yeah.
Half bottle of Honey Jack. I think I'm going to leave it for the time being. Right, so but on a 10 though, 10 con save. Barclay's still there with you, and instead of researching, you've just started to get into the drinking and more drinking
Start
and
bitching at each other.
more drinking. And no, you're not bitching at each other. You're more just kind of letting out all of your complaints to him. Like, he said that you wanted to be with me and only me, and now he's talking to the goddamn Warforged about making babies with him, even if it is using a spell. You're just drunkenly venting to Barclay, who's just kind of perched there looking at you like, yes. I don't really know what to do here, lady.
I supposedly love my job.
Remember, she is the one who brought you into existence, or at least summoned me into existence. I am her friend. I will do whatever I can to make her feel that she is... I don't know what to do. he's just... I mean, you're just drunkenly pouring your heart out to him about what just happened the night before, and he's just being a shoulder to cry on, even though he's small barb and you're big air genasi, or somewhat. You're in relation to him, you're big. He's small barb, so
yeah.
Anyway, Natari, as you make your way through to the common room, Victorious Temple, you guys are both there, having been up 2 hours in advance. So now if you guys all want to go out to the arsenal for some material components for this awakening spell, then, or awaken spell, you most certainly can do so together if you'd like.
Yeah, could do with a morning stroll.
Temple, you going as well?
Would you like me to come along, Taralis? Neftari.
Yeah, sure.
I can help do all the carrying.
Well, it's not going to be a little gemstone, but while we're going through the foyer of the inn, can we inquire as to that runner we sent out for the horses, whether he's returned back? Has been word? Or?
Yeah, as you make your way down into the tavern, Shakad seems to have his hands full as you make your way down. There's a few new patrons that are in the bar. None that really stand out per se, but you do see he is quite busy going around getting some breakfast orders together. It takes him about 15-20 minutes to get everything done and away before he finally manages to get with you guys. And you mentioned the runner of the collecting the horses. Not yet. It's only been a couple of days, so I'd imagine he's probably either just about to get there or has only just gotten there. I should hear back from him in the next day or two, and to know that whether he's managed to collect the horses and bring them back to the stables for you. If I don't hear from him, then he's probably dead. But we'll see. Well, it's not meh, because that's a poor boy that's just gone and lost his life. Thank you very much. But
we won't need to pay him.
There's that. I save some money, and so do you. So, right, is there anything you guys are wanting for your breakfast, or are you guys just heading straight out?
I assume we would eat on the way out or something.
You want something to go?
Breakfast,
We would eat before. Are we setting off today? We will eat before we leave, I would assume, wouldn't we?
Well, this is something we need to discuss.
Yes, we hardly want to go out into the forest and potentially get into a fight without Coralina, who I believe is still reading.
And also, it's quite a journey if we are heading for Imon. It's across the other side of the continent. We've got days, if not weeks, of travel to get there. I wonder whether there's a more direct route we can take.
I have a new spell. I could turn us all into birds and we could fly. I mean, for an hour or so. And then we'd, have to rest.
I'm not sure that would save us a huge amount of time. Well, may find inspiration out on the
Well, we're not
street.
going to be able to hire horses because last time we hired horses, we didn't fetch them back yet. Unless the road we need to take will be going the same way the horses went last time. We might meet the runner on his way back with the horses.
May well do.
You could assume so, because that was really the only road that led you to Whitestone.
We certainly can't hire more horses when we've already supposedly got 4 of their horses. That's going to be awkward.
I mean, why hire horses when you can conjure them, right?
Yeah, but the conjuring only lasts an hour at a time.
I mean, you could conjure it multiple times in a day and still have them for travel.
Yeah. I thought there was a reason we couldn't do that. Yeah.
And the only thing that was really inhibiting you from doing that before was the amount of spell slots you had.
Yep.
So, that you guys were wanting to do that when you guys were going from Blackwall to Howell's Pass. That was like 7 or 8 levels ago, so you didn't have anywhere near as many spell slots as you had now. So that was the one thing that was inhibiting you. You were quite low leveled, so you could very easily use Conjure Animals. I mean, Conjure Animals is what, 3rd level? Yeah, so you're fuck yeah, I just realized you guys are up to 8th level spell slots. Ooh, we're getting there. But yeah, you've got plenty of spell slots now to use that would then get you
Good few hours.
a good few hours of travel. Yeah, so that's 3,
Yeah,
6.
of a fey creature that could potentially transport us a lot quicker than a horse. Might have some kind of transportation abilities or very, very fast moving abilities.
Go ahead and roll me a nature check at advantage, since you are of the Fae.
Nature.
10. Not really any Fae creatures that you'd be able to trust to take you long distances. You're being of a Fae descent, the stories that were told to you when you were much younger, creatures such as like fairy dragons and stuff. They are able to teleport people great distances to, like, without requiring like a teleportation circle or anything like that, or even needing to know where it's going. But whether or not it actually does that for you, and instead of teleporting you to, into the bottom of an ocean or something like that, you don't know if, like, how trustworthy they can be.
Just
But there are
yeah,
there are creatures that can do that.
One of my new spells is conjure woodland beings, which summons fey creatures, much like conjure animals. It says the summoned creatures are friendly to you and your companions. They obey any verbal commands that you issue to them.
Interesting. Unicorns? Are they fake creatures?
Let me take a look see here actually.
Pegasus? I don't know.
Pegasus. The plural of Pegasus is Pegasus. It's like sheep.
Okay. Yeah, they would get us there in style.
I can only sustain them for an hour though.
They'd be faster than horses, though. What? Look, giant eagles? Are they fake creatures?
Let me take a look see here. I can't find find an actual table of Okay. No. Maybe that actually. Let me take a look see here.
So before we actually leave the inn, I'd like to assume a knock on the door. Call in there. Hey, what?
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Before we can get onto that, I'm just trying to figure out the answer to Adam's question. No. From conjure woodland beings, there's nothing really that you'd be able to summon that would be friendly to you that can then teleport to you. The remotely closest thing would be a blink dog, and blink dogs can teleport themselves. But that's it. That's it. They can teleport themselves like 40 feet at a time, but that's it. So you wouldn't be able to summon any kind of woodland being that would then be able to help you in your travels.
Cool.
Okay, so sorry, before you leave, you're wanting to go and speak to Coralina.
Hey, we're knock. We're heading out to the magic shop. Are you coming? What?
Mage hand. Open
What?
the door.
Yeah.
But it's a very sloppy mage hand.
Okay, so yeah, mage hands, like you hear dull thuds like kind of rolling across the door. Do you open it, Coralina?
Yeah, after like the whole.
Yeah. Yeah. It eventually manages to turn the knob and pulls it open. The door swings inwards away from you. Neftari, Coralina is there at her desk, glass in hand.
Are you okay?
I don't know. Could you have been like a little bit fucking patient? If you wanted him so bad, you could have just been patient. You would have had many as you can fucking deal with.
What?
7 of them.
Passive insight. Neftari, you know she's drunk, and she seems to be mad about something that you've said the night before.
I'm sorry.
7 of them, and not done with magic either.
What? What have I done?
I don't know. You want to go fornicate with foliage?
Fuck's sake.
No! I was just wanted to make an army, and well, it's what? No!
7 of
No.
them.
7 of them? What's that got to do with things? What? 7 what?
Pups. When I saw what I saw a possibility. The possibility was 7.
7, maybe, 3 people?
No, 7 of them you can't deny.
Ooh.
That's quite,
Busy.
yeah, well, we no fornication involved with making 3 people, so, you know, there's no need to worry about that. That's, wow. You want to come out to the magic shop? I could cast
Upturn the glass.
I could cast a greater restoration on you if you want.
No need. I'm gonna attempt to get up and walk.
Deck save, please.
Yes,
And
sir.
at disadvantage. You're unbelievably fucked.
I love that Neftari's method of winning an argument is just change the subject.
Yep. Yeah, no, Carolina, you're like, I got this. Stand up, take 1 step, slip, and face plant the deck. 1 point of bludgeoning damage. You just. Ow.
Okay, I'm gonna try to lift her up and carry it back to the bed and just sort of place her on the bed.
Okay, yeah, you
Oh,
managed.
Nope, you're not getting out of this one. Nope. That does not fix everything.
Right, cool. Neftari, go ahead and roll me an athletics. Yeah, athletics check. Carolina, athletics or acrobatics, either one of your choice at disadvantage.
Yeah.
You need to be a 14. No. So, as you're just struggling, you know, I don't want to go to bed. We've got so much to talk about. I don't want to go to bed. No, Neftari just kind of.
No, that was the second meeting behind bed.
Yeah, but.
That doesn't fix everything.
Yeah, I know. But, yeah, you, Neftari, you managed to basically pick up a squirming child and pop her down on the bed. Is there anything you want to try and do, Carolina, as you've just been manhandled and put into this bed?
There's nothing I want to try and do. No, I'm going to try and get out of there as fast as possible.
Okay, Neftari just immediately beats feet and gets out of there after putting Carolina in bed. Are you wanting to try and retort or anything, Carolina?
No, just huff and then roll
Just-
over.
And pass out and try and sleep it off.
He's pouting and then it evolves into passing out.
Can't believe you try and do something like. And that's you, yeah. All right, it's cool. With that, it's sorry. You managed to dart your way down the stairs, rejoin the others in the common room after making sure that Carolina was okay before you guys make your way out to the magic item store.
I imagine a rather stunned look on his face. He's not quite sure what was just. Right. 7. Did you mean 7? No. 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 Surely not. She's just drunk. She's yeah, I could have tried a greater restoration, I guess. Which,
Victorious and Temple, you guys do hear this kind of ranting from Neftari as he comes down the stairs, looking a little disturbed. And he's just mumbling to himself as he finally gets back to the common room and doesn't actually realize that you guys are still there. Like, really?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. What's the problem?
Drunken Coralina. His
Wow.
problem. Something's upset her. Think probably me. It's usually me.
I'm not going to argue on that one. Yeah, drunk. That's early even for me or you. Are you just going to leave her to sober up, or?
I think she'll slip it off. I mean, a great restoration would cure drunkenness, doesn't it?
Oh, my eyes over at Temple.
There are certainly less intensive spells you can cast that would cure drunkenness. Like a lesser restoration, for example. Do you not have that?
Yes, I have both.
Oh, then why use the spell slot for greater restoration? Unless she really is that drunk. Is she that drunk?
Pretty drunk.
The question you have to ask yourself, Neftari, at this point is, should you sober her up, will she still be angry with you?
Well, yeah.
Well, let's figure out what you've done wrong, so you can apologize.
Seems like a logical course of action, Temple.
Let's see. So, what kind of conversations have you had with other people in the party to the last couple of days?
No, nothing really. I think it's them books. She must have read something bad in those books or something. Maybe it's got her scared or something.
I suppose that's rational, but I don't believe Coraline is the kind to drink fear away. Why, she would stand up it side by side with me, sword drawn. Maybe it's something you did specifically.
Yeah, we've got a day of travelling ahead. We'll get these bits from the magic shop quickly and get back here, and I'm sure we'll figure it out on the way.
Okay. You don't want to talk about it? You don't want to talk about it?
You said something about 7. 7 baby tree for people? Maybe.
Oh, I see 7. Well, actually, I was doing some calculations on that, and in theory, seeing as the spell has at least 30 days worth of charming, in theory, you could cast that spell twice per day. And after 30 days, we could have a very large number of creatures that could fight us. Fight for us, not us.
Yeah,
it would be a lot of fun. Although they would be a sibling rivalry, so I would hope they don't get too angry at each other. And as planned, we could indeed call them Temple 1, and so on.
Well, we need to just create one at first and figure out if it would actually be worth having an army of these tree people. You know, you never know, they might get into combat and the first slash with a sword, chopping a branch off, and they're useless. I mean...
Well, it's all part of the discovery process.
Yeah, so we give birth to a tree person and kill it.
I was thinking more test our friend in a combat situation and help out.
I'm not even sure why, or no, never
Surely
mind.
there's a catch.
I don't think I want to know what that conversation was about in the first place. Giving birth to tree people and
Well, no. Well, I mean, not really actually giving birth. I mean, that's just. You don't think when I've been talking about giving birth, she's taking that literally. We're not actually. No, it's just a turn of phrase. Really, it's like awaken.
be more concerned that you completely lost your mind, Neftarius.
It's probably this wisdom bead. It makes. Fortunately, it only boosts wisdom. It doesn't boost intelligence, does it?
Clearly.
Why don't you and Victor Alice head off to the shops and buy these wonderful components? And I'll stay here, and perhaps later Coralina could explain to me what's been doing her noggin in, or perhaps me and her could discuss how we'd create an army of temple tree people.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, are you going to buy components
To
in
create
order to
people? Yes.
So, thought I was having some kind of strange nightmare then. Very well.
Well, we have the command of one army. Well, we could create another army from trees. And
We're
other
going
creatures.
to a lot, to be honest.
I mean, they're slow to create, but you know, we need to see how handy these trees are in battle, and ascertain whether they would be worthwhile allies.
Your plan is to
Make one.
create a tree that will deliberately fight us so that we can assess whether or not they would make formidable opponents.
Yes. Or perhaps not fight us. We could, you know, set it against a bear or something. Or
I see. You did say something about it taking many hours to, up to 8 hours to cast this. It does sound inefficient.
yes.
Perhaps there's a mages college somewhere, or a druids college, and we could pay them to summon legions of these creatures for us. We'd create our own army and wouldn't be stuck in this sort of limbo of knowing whether it's a good idea or not, because one of them could probably tell us it's a terrible idea. But then again, people did create the Warforged race after all, for that very purpose, and look how that turned out. Temple flexes.
Precisely. But we'll need the ingredients. To create a race of tree people to fight in an army for us. It's not going to be free. It's going to cost 1,000 gold pieces for each one. So, unless we can find a mine where you can just dig these ingredients out of the ground.
Is there not some way we could do this test without spending so much time on it? Perhaps during our journey?
Yes.
Is there some way we could...
But we should get the ingredients before we set off on the journey. Then one night at camp, I can create a tree person then.
Well, at the very least, a visit to the shops is always a good idea, because you never know what wonderful potions they might have. You could perhaps get Coralina a present.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's the issue. You missed her birthday.
Was it a birthday?
Possibly. There's a not insignificant chance it could have been her birthday. Maybe it's best to assume it is, but when you give the present, don't make it obvious that that's what the present's for, just in case it's not her birthday.
Right.
Yes, this is definitely what's going on. It's all the pieces are falling together.
I know that humans have days of romantic gestures and other celebrations. Maybe
Goodness me,
people
that's
have another holiday that you were expected to know about.
that's doubled the probability that indeed a present is required. And in addition, I'm not familiar with Genasi customs. Perhaps they have an anniversary every couple of months. Definitely need to go to the shops and get Coralina some presents. Maybe from each of us, just to be sure.
Making a lot of sense, Temple. Making a lot of sense.
It's not a bad idea, so it can only be a good idea.
Well, I think that settles it then.
It's
Can I,
settled.
can I assume this conversation is taking place as we walk down the street towards the shops?
Is that what we're doing?
Oh no, you guys never said that, so I assumed you guys were staying in the common room this entire time.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Why doesn't one of us that Coralina's not pissed off at just go and tell her we're just nipping to the shops and if she needs anything. And
That's
that
what-
will give us an alibi for our present buying.
Yeah, I just did kind of. She was very, very upset. So, like I say, I suspect if I was to cast a greater restoration or lesser restoration on her, it would sober her up enough to, well, it'd probably improve her aim if she was to chuck something at me.
Certainly ask for consent before you cast that spell, because you may want to be drunk. I got in trouble when I did that to Victoralis not too long ago. I believe he said I'd ruined a perfectly good bottle of wine.
Okay, I'll go upstairs, and instead of knocking on the door this time, I will just open it. And what's Coralina doing?
In the time that you guys have been having this discussion, Coralina has eventually passed out from her pouting on the bed.
Is Sir Barkley still there?
Sir Barkley is still there on the desk, kind of looks at you, Neftari, and just you see him just narrow his eyes and glare at you as you enter.
Okay. Right. Can I cast Lesser Restoration while she's asleep?
Lesser Restoration is a touch spell, I'm pretty sure.
So if I as
It
I
is.
approach, does Sir Barkley try to prevent me from?
As, like, if you... Is that what you're doing? You're approaching Coralina?
Yes.
As you approach her and get closer and closer, eventually you do hear a flutter of wings as Barkley flies over and lands on the bed next to Coralina. Just kind of outstretches his wings and slowly bats them towards you as you approach, since he knows you don't understand him.
Okay. And I about turn and get the hint and leave then.
Okay. No, I was expecting that to go down actually, but still.
I like to think in the headcanon that Barkley is not worth the speak with animals spell slot.
I mean, yeah, you really could just cast Speak with Animals and just be like, don't you?
Nope.
I was showing it on.
Down.
I was showing it.
yeah. Oh, sorry.
I've seen it there on. Unless I hadn't. Yeah, no, it's still there. So you could have. No, it's already been done. So you could have said that. You could have done that. But no, you just could have been like, oh no, the burb is angry at me. I'm just gonna go this way instead. Just disappear instead of. I could talk to you and explain what I'm doing. Nah, I'll go this way. Fuck it.
I'm kind of, scared of that word.
I mean, he's a bloodhawk after all. All right, so with that being said and done, are you guys making your way to the arsenal for your items that you may or may not need for your journey going ahead to Imon or wherever it is that you guys are wanting to go?
Shouldn't one of us stay here? I mean, Coralina is a wanted woman after all. We'd hate for the place to be ransacked. With the party split to a free one.
Yeah. So Barclays there with her. Yeah, she's really drunk, so it'll be good to have someone here when she wakes up. Perhaps I should just stay. Would you?
No, you need to get her a present for your anniversary and or birthday and or romance day. Or all three, just to really be sure. I'll wait here, since I believe I'm under no obligation to provide a present, but just in case, could you please get me something that she'll probably like from me while you're out? Perhaps a hamster, or perhaps a bloodhawk that doesn't need to be summoned. People like animals. In fact, a bloodhawk that doesn't need to be summoned would be a wonderful present for both Sir Barclay and Coralina. So if you find one while you're out, please do go ahead and say it's from me. Put a little tag on it. From Temple with mutual respect. With what? I don't know what to write on it. You can help.
I will. Yes.
Would you like me to give you any ideas about what you're getting, or is it going to be a surprise for yourself? Because I am a fountain of ideas today, as you can see.
Some help would be good. I've not done much gift buying before. What's
okay?
It's, from what I've seen, it's been proved that the giving of pets and creatures to care for can be quite a romantic and friendly gesture. So, again, Temple.
An animal from each of us. Wonderful. Perhaps we could all get her a bloodhawk.
Yes, surely.
This does sound.
Or a pet bear. But a small one, of course.
I'm sure I've made a promise not to summon animals into a bedroom again.
Then you wouldn't be summoning one. You'd be bringing a live one in.
No, well, that sounds like it would be received in a similar way. There might be a stall selling animals in the market.
Why don't you go take a look, and I'll wait here and continue reading some of these lovely books. Perhaps I could read that one that you've been reading, Neftari, while you go out and have fun shopping.
On the origins of Beasthide?
Yes.
Yes.
I've read all of these books. I dare not take books from Coralina, so I figure I'll read that one.
Okay.
Actually, Temple, I was hoping that I might read that book myself.
Well, I possibly have a longer lifespan than you, so by all means, go ahead. You read. You take as many hundreds of years reading it as you like, and I'll have it when you're done.
You still got that other book, right? I mean, we do still have to wait 100 years, but it'll be worth it.
It certainly will. So
I'm gonna hastily grab the Beasthide book.
Mm-hmm.
Shove it away. So, right, sorry then. Shopping. Let's go. We'll see you. We'll see you very soon, Temple.
Absolutely, I'll be right here, literally on this exact spot.
All right. With that, Victorious and Neftari, you guys make your way out of the tower. Out of the
make our way out.
Yeah.
I take the book out of my pocket, slap it against Neftari's chest. What are you thinking? I don't know what's in this, but Temple?
Well, I'm not
Hand
making,
the book back to him.
but I'm not making much out of it. Perhaps he'd understand it more than me.
Okay, maybe let's.
Yeah, no, here, no, actually, never mind. I'm just going to put this away and not for you to give to other people who may, I don't know, smite you if they find out what you actually are.
Oh, that. Oh, yeah. Forgot.
I was kind of hoping that would have happened. Just Temple just reading the book and then realize, Neftari draws longsword. When are you going to be home?
Oh dear.
Right. So
Walking down there, can I be flicking through this like kind of speed reading to see if I can capture any particular areas of the book that might mention the origins of?
yeah, go ahead and roll me an investigation check. To anyone, yeah, you are able to like pinpoint not all but most of the segments of the book that goes into detail about the demonic, devilish, or even fey bloodline that some well, actually most beast hide have. So you are able to make a mental note of those locations in the book, so that should Temple get into get his hands on this book, you might be able to tell him to avoid those locations or do something when he's about to get to those locations so that he misses out on it. Who knows? But anyway, you guys managed to make your way through the town, getting back to Zigil's extraordinary armory. The gnome is, still behind the desk, still tinkering around with different contraptions as you make your way inside, and he kind of glances up at you. He's like, "Oh, hi, welcome again. Is there anything else that I can do for you? I see you're not using your iron stone I sold you. That's okay if you don't want to use it. I fully understand."
No, I toss up the stone.
Just in an instant, just oh shit, right. Throw the stone, and it then starts orbiting your head. It's like, oh, you are using it. You just weren't using it then. I'm terribly sorry. But yes. What can I do for you?
First of all, a gift from my lady friend.
And what would you like to gift your lady friend?
Something romantic.
I don't think I can help you there.
Do you know anywhere that sells live animals?
Non-Whitestone? Oh, you're probably looking to go to a mon for something like that may sell domesticated animals.
Oh, okay. We'll consider that. I'm also after some agate.
Oh, agate. Yes, I have plenty of agate I can sell. How much do you need?
1,000 gold pieces worth should do for now.
Yes. Give me a few moments, and I can do that. Kind of hops down and disappears into the back. You hear some rustling and the kind of clinking, chipping noise that of stones, and a lot of stones being dropped onto one another. And eventually, a couple of minutes later, he comes back through and kind of lifts up a large brown sack and pops it down on the desk before him. It's like, 1,000 gold pieces worth of agate.
Wow, I didn't expect it to be that big. Okay. Also, I think we need some diamond dust for certain spells.
Would that be greater restoration?
That would be the one.
Absolutely, can do. Few moments. Disappears into the back for a few moments and reappears a few moments later with 5 separate little bags, very small little brown bags tied up with a strip of leather that he puts down. And is there anything else?
There was another spell I was to cast.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I can't remember what it was now. I think it was just diamond dust we needed, wasn't it?
I believe so. Diamond dust components you need for the thing, and some animals.
Yes, some romantic animals.
Yeah, or gifts at least.
Just that aren't cats, though. That was definitely a. We can't. No cats.
We could probably hunt a rabbit or a
Bunny rabbits.
Well, is there anything in particular that your lady friend does that she could maybe use to do her own things? Is she a caster as well? Does she use weaponry?
Yeah, she's a wizard, and she has some nice spell books already.
maybe
Um,
covers that would go, protective covers of sorts that might go around to
No, I just do components and weaponry and stuff. What?
Really nice spells. She likes spells. She always gets excited about spells.
I don't have any new spell scrolls available.
She likes books.
Was this What kind of spells does she use? Just so I can maybe gauge what she might be thankful for if you were to buy it for her.
Teleportation type spells. She she summons the elementals.
Elementals, yeah. The elementals.
Oh, conjuration wizard. And teleportation. 2 seconds. And yeah, he disappears into the back. After a few minutes, he pops back and he sets down just a very small piece of metal on the desk. But as he places it down, he then kind of spreads it around, and you notice that there is 8 different like rods that are attached to this it's basically like a pivot in the center, like a pin that lets them all spin. Puts that down and passes it to the side, and then drops down what looks to be a wooden tankard. There you go. They would be suitable for a conjuration wizard and someone who teleports.
What are they?
So this, and he picks up the string of like the circlet of rods. These are attunement rods. So you have one for different planes of existence, like you've got the prime material here, the Orin plane, and he just kind of starts shifting one after another, and just listing off multiple planes. You go as prime material, Orin, Ogwyn, Ignan, Terran, and then at the end, it's like we then have the Abyss here, This one is to the 9 hells, and this here, more specifically, this is to Avernus, the first level of hell, and then we have one here to Celestia.
Wow. So how much does that cost then?
This, question for you: how much are you willing to spend?
Well, I've got quite a lot. I was wondering.
25,000 gold pieces.
I think I can. He as I look in his I assume that's for all of them.
No, this is just for this, and he picks up the
One rod.
well, no, it's like, well, yeah, all of the rods in the one, like the one little contraption. But yeah, it's for all of the rods. Yeah, it's 25,000 gold for each and every one of them.
We've got 9,000 platinum. Was it 10 gold?
It's 10 per, yeah. So you've got 96,000 gold there equivalent.
Okay, I'll purchase that along with the other stuff as well.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna need a calculator here actually, so I can figure all this out. So it's 25,000 there, plus the 1,000 of agate. 5 bags of 300. That's 1,500. The tankard being. Are you buying the tankard as well?
Well, does the rods go in? Is this tankard not for storing the rods in, or?
I mean, he places it in the rods in the tankard, but yeah, I haven't actually specifically asked what the tankard is.
Yeah, I'll buy the tankard as well.
All right, cool.
How much is the tankard?
500 gold pieces.
That's an expensive tankard.
It is.
It makes anything inside it taste absolutely delicious, no matter what it is. It could be forgive me for being so brash, but it could be your own urine, and it would taste absolutely delicious. It makes it so that you always have something to drink, no matter where you are.
I mean,
could you, for example, fill the tankard with poison and your enemy or target? I'm talking theoretically.
Theoretically, yes. If you were to plan an assassination, you could fill it with a poison of some kind and offer it to whoever it is you're wanting to not brutally murder, and they would think it tastes absolutely delicious, and they would be unknowingly drinking their own death. Yes.
Sounds fantastic. I'm going to place 500 gold directly on the table.
All right, cool. Victor, let's remove 500 gold from your inventory. Nestor, are you buying the rest of the stuff?
Yep.
Cool. Remove 2,750 platinum from your inventory. Because that's how much it's going to cost for you to buy all that stuff.
2,750.
Yes, platinum.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, and that is that. You've bought all of that stuff from the shop. And Joe just kind of looks to you. Is there anything else that I can do for you, adventurers?
You sure this is a romantic gift? I mean, it looks like
well, I wouldn't say romantic, but it's a gift nonetheless.
Most is a better romantic gift as well, then.
I don't know. You're asking me these questions, and I don't know the answer to them.
Yeah, sorry, I have an idea. Let's go.
Okay, goodbye. He just kind of awkwardly waves to you as you're just like All right, let's go. And just turn around and begin walking away.
It's like trying to problem solve one
Like,
situation. He's like, fuck everything else and try to solve this.
Fuck that, fuck this. Let's just go. Fuck it. Like, okay, bye. All right. So, what do you guys want to do now?
So Neftari may not be romantic now, but from what I've seen, can make it romantic. I'm gonna start having a look around town and see if I can find some kind of shop that might provide me with like a red ribbon and possibly some flowers.
Okay. Yeah. You are. It takes a little while because you're way far north of Tal'Dorei. It's quite cold up here, but yeah, no, you eventually do manage to find a florist. As you make your way in, there is a very tan looking human woman at behind the front counter, and she does seem to be working a bouquet of the white colored petaled flowers. You don't really recognize what they are. And she kind of looks up to you and just, morning. What can I do for you?
Good morning. After something romantic, like a live blood hawk or something.
Well, you're not going to find that here, love. I deal in flowers.
Neftari, show her the gift.
Oh, I have this thing. I would it's. Can you?
Can you make this look romantic?
I can try. Why? I mean, I don't judge if you two are,
It's a gift. My dear friend here is apparently in the doghouse.
Oh, right. So you've bought your other half a present to grovel to them so that they forgive you for something that you've said or done.
Yes, exactly that.
Why didn't you just say so? Let me see what I can do for you. And she just grabs it, she takes the string of rods and turns around and disappears into the back. And she said, 10 minutes, maybe more. Is that okay?
Oh,
That's absolutely fine. I noticed.
Okay, we're back. Before, as you're in the middle of talking, she just disappears into the back.
Are there any vases around that have got flowers in?
Yeah, there are vases around that have an assortment of different flowers in them. Some just standard clay flower pots dotted around. It's a typical florist. It's
any flowers that look particularly they're on their way out a little bit, and maybe the water's gone a bit stale in the vase.
No, actually, most of them look actually all of them look to be really well looked after.
Are there any plants potted in soil or anything?
Yeah, most of them are. Yeah. It's only the bouquets that are in the back that are on display that aren't actually potted. The rest of them are all either potted in soil, or they've been cut from the soil and are in vases to keep them going.
Can I take one of the vases? I'm just going to pour a small amount of water out of one of them into the tankard, and then I'm going to take just a small handful pinch of kind of soil and mud from one of the pots around and just give it a good old stir up in the tankard.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to see if it works, Neftari?
You drink it? Okay. You drink it. and it tastes like stale plant mattered water mixed with soil.
I'm not sure it's working.
No, it still tastes the same.
It's not. You have to stir it up or something and say some magic words. Definitely not working.
500 gold pieces.
I'm gonna take
I'm so
out of
glad
your.
he tested it out. I'm so glad he tested it out now and then waiting until later.
I'm so glad when I was explaining what this tankard does, no one rolled an insight check whatsoever.
Can I take the tankard back off Neftari?
Uh-huh.
Because I'm not sure that he wouldn't actually enjoy the taste of kind of muddy water. And I'm actually going to take a little sip of it myself to check.
And yes, it tastes like kind of stagnant, planted, soily water. It tastes like you just ate. It tastes like you drank mud.
Literally, you drank literally what you'd put in the tank.
Yeah.
It's quite Moorish, though, isn't it? Yeah, pass it back.
Oh no! Try it with food.
I mean, perhaps you've got magic words and things. Does it say anything on the? Let's have a closer look.
Has it got a label?
As you kind of inspect it, on the bottom there is a label that's actually written in Elvish. It says, "Warning, for alcohol consumption only. Do not," and in capitalized, "do not spill when full."
Probably spent 500 gold on worse things in my life. I'm going to tuck it into my quiver.
All right, go. Yeah, just and it disappears into the efficient quiver. I think Carolina's kind of conned on to what I've done here.
I mean, other than a pretty good ploy, I've been cackling my head off this entire time.
Now
just
just
talk with me. You came back with a fucking puppy. What the fuck?
Alright, 10 minutes go by and the florist kind of pops out. And yeah, it looks as romantic as she possibly could make it. There's basically a keyring that she's managed to weave through the middle that's then attached with kind of bands of blue, white, and red ribbon of sorts that is then interlaced with very fine looking, very small looking flowers that's kind of woven through them. The red ribbon has white petal flowers going through them. The white one has blue, and then the blue one has red. So the colors are interchanging as it goes. And, she's cleaned it up a bit. It's not looking as dirty as it was before. It's still a little nice and shiny and polished a little bit, but yeah, she passes that back to you. It's like, yeah, sorry, love, that's probably about the best that I can do. There's not much I can do with whatever that is.
see Neftari? Romantic.
Okay, super.
Yeah, that'll be 10 gold.
Okay, I've got that right here.
Pass it over without hesitation. She's like, okay, thanks. Pleasure doing business with you.
As Neftari just been ripped off for a bit of ribbon.
I mean, Yeah.
Called for a few flowers and a bit of ribbon.
Fuck's sake! You guys are not doing like insight check. You're not bartering or anything. It's just 10 gold. Yeah. Okay. Here you go. Like, it's like
That's exactly my reaction
Obviously,
when
we
he
can
did that.
afford it.
okay.
I mean, I was
Just
hoping
been ripped off
for
on
them
a
getting
mug
taken
that-
for a ride. I was
Got 'em.
anticipating them getting taken for a ride. Now, if you want wands, you're gonna have to go down that alleyway there. It's a little bit dark, but it's okay. There's red lanterns to light your way.
Oh, that is very on the nose there.
Hey, so do you think maybe you overpaid for that cup a little? I mean, it doesn't seem to do much, does it?
No. The labels confused me slightly though. Bear with it for a while. Still early. It's probably not expecting anyone to come back. He thinks we'll give it away as a gift. So, well, bide my time. At the right moment. Just tap my oath bow very slightly on my back.
Our
You have a-
Victorious will remember this.
Okay, we should find a gift from Temple as well. I don't know where we're going to get live animals from, though. I mean,
I'm sure we can. What do you think? A rabbit? What about a crow? She likes birds, doesn't she?
So we're going to go back out onto the street and say, does anybody have any cute animals for sale?
Anyone got any animals?
Anyone selling your household pets will buy for gold.
We're not going to eat them.
Adding that line on at the end, most people, it's like you did have a couple of people that would like raise their hand and then
Oh no!
and then just immediately start scurrying away.
I'm not going to eat them.
Anyone selling your pet? Yeah, we're not going to eat them. I've got.
There were, well, there were birds around the tree in the
Excuse
central
me, sir.
square.
Will you help me get out of the doghouse? I know I have to, ask a bunch of group of you guys, but I just need one volunteer.
We could perhaps trap a bird.
A wild bird.
Catch a pigeon.
There are many walking around the central square when I spent my time waiting beneath the tree. Sure, it wouldn't be too difficult to ensnare one of them.
You could use your oath bow.
I think I may save that for a greater purpose. I haven't decided on that part yet, and I haven't yet fired an arrow from it. Still, simple trap, some bird seed or other food. I'm sure we could catch one of the flying residents.
Seriously, does anybody have any unwanted pets?
As you're walking down the street.
Anyone selling your pets? I swear we're not going to eat them. Just walking back to the ale house and yeah, no, as you
I'm keeping an eye out for any like pigeons, birds, or crows, or anything that might like get close enough for me to snag him.
Sorry, say that again. I cut out there. That was weird.
As we're walking and Neftari's calling out, I'm just going to see if there are any of the brave types of birds that get close enough to us to possibly grab one quickly.
Ah, to grab a bird. Right, okay. I think my headset cut out there. That was weird. I think I need to charge it. Yeah, no, as you're going around, because it's quite early in the morning, people are going about their business. Most birds are actually just keeping their distance, staying up on the rooftops and the walls and stuff like that. No, there's no real brave bird that's coming down to you and, trying to pick scraps or anything like that. It's just, they're keeping their distance from you.
Okay.
All right. Is there anything else you want to do before you guys make your way back to the tower in the alehouse?
No, quite happily make my way back there.
All right, cool. So you guys.
Sorry, stop shouting. Or does he continue?
No, I'd imagine Neftari continues shouting the entire way back to the alehouse, but
I might harass a couple of people. If we see anybody walking a dog, I might harass, especially cute dogs. I might harass them in order to try.
You willing to sell your dog to me, please? Just no.
Won't eat it.
No, get off of me! Just
No, it's a gift. It's
and he's my pet. No, and just shrugs you off as they kind of storm away, trying to avoid you harassing them to sell their pet to you. But you guys make your way back into the alehouse and make your way up the stairs. Yeah, Temple is still there exactly where you left him. It's been a couple of hours since you guys have left. Yeah, Temple's still there exactly where you left him, and there seems to be no sign of Carolina anywhere. So what are you guys doing?
I'm going to go and rinse out the muddy water from this tankard that I bought.
All right, yeah. Rinse out and give it a clean.
Back. Looks all quiet, Neftari.
yeah. I think we're gonna have a very hungover wizard on our hands. But I'm gonna head upstairs and gently open the door and see if we can open it without making too much noise.
Yeah, and you managed to. The door's not squeaky, but you push it open. Carolina still snoozing on the bed. Barclay's still there, just to her side on the bed, and kind of glances up to you again, narrows his eyes and glares at you as he just kind of hops onto Carolina's leg and just looks at you.
She's not awake yet then?
Kind of looks back, then looks at you, and then just tilts his head at you and
I know you can understand me. I would make it better if you get out of the way.
kind of closes his eyes at you once again, glances back at Carolina, and then glances to you. Extends his wings out completely, fully, and you just see a subtle shake of the head.
Well, she's gonna wake up hungover, and I can help stop that.
Beats his wings at you once.
Right. Look, unless you want me to summon some cats, you'll get out of my way.
Roll me an intimidation check.
I like how all this could be solved by talking, but no.
14. You see his wings kind of retract inwards slightly, but then it fully extends, beats his wings, takes off, and comes flying at you, talons poised to claw at your face. What's your AC at the moment? Yeah, it's a 19 hits you, right?
Yep.
Take 9 points of slashing damage as he flies over to you and rakes his talons across your face for threatening him. Before he soars back over to Coralina, his talons now dripping with blood, as he then lands on her legs and then just furls up his wings and just glares at you.
Right then. Okay. I'm going to leave, and I'm going to probably go for the whiskey myself.
I was half expecting you to be like, right then, I turn to leave and conjure cats in the room and walk away. I was half expecting that, I wasn't going to lie.
No, I bet the spell books and all the books are still out, so yeah. Wouldn't dare do that again. That's... I was bluffing, you know. He was bluffing.
Yeah, he rolled a natural 20 on his insight, so it's yeah, no, that wasn't happening.
Yep.
All right, so you're going to make your way downstairs and leave Coralina to sleep, or what's the plan now?
He's going to go for a whiskey after, you know.
All right, cool. You make your way downstairs and rejoin the others. Victorious and Temple, what are you guys doing in the meantime?
Well, Temple, I'm sorry that we couldn't find any animals.
Oh, goodness me. There'll always be time for that.
So, well, I think we did quite well with the gift. I'm sure her and Neftaria made up and as much in love as they ever were.
As you say this, you see Neftari kind of slowly make his way down the stairs. 6 claw marks going down his face that are like just dripping with blood as he walks down.
Or maybe not. Got a nice tankard. Quite expensive. It's got a weird cryptic label on the bottom. What do you make of that?
Who was that to?
To Temple.
That was to Temple. Yeah, Temple, as you kind of glance at it, it's in a language you don't understand.
No idea. Looks elvish to me.
Of course.
Do you want to translate it, and I'll tell you what I make of the cryptic message? I'm quite good with riddles. I've done one in my life, and I got it right. It's a 100% success rate. Sorry, do go on.
We were told that it would make the contents taste delicious, regardless of what was placed in it. But you can check the label; it just says don't spill it when it's full.
And for alcoholic consumption only.
For alcoholic consumption, which makes me wonder what happens if you do.
My goodness me. Well, thinking about it, perhaps that is a label that comes from the brewery which provides the alcoholic beverages to the bar or tavern, and perhaps it is a way to differentiate where best served a beverage is. As you know, beverages are sometimes better served in different kinds of containers. Wine, for example, is preferred to be drinking out of some sort of glass, if glass is available. As for not spilling it, I suppose that's for your own financial benefit.
I'm say we get some beer in it. And
Neftari, what's happened to your face?
well, yes, nothing that beer or whiskey will not solve.
Was the gift not romantic enough?
Something like that. Bloody pigeon up there. He's only, I don't know, guard duty. Doesn't.
Yes. Strange bird. Well, if anyone's in a cheerful mood today, but should we speak to Shikard about filling this up?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's, yeah.
Alright, so you guys making your way down to speak to Shikard about filling the tankard?
Yep.
Alright. Temple, you going with?
Yes.
Alright. Make your way down. And you know, the morning rush has been dealt with, and now you make your way through the Vale up to the bar. Just pop the tankard down on the bar, and he kind of glances at it, then at you, and then takes a double take at it, and just looks at it, and like, that's no one to mine. Where did you get that?
We picked it up while out shopping this morning. It was sold as quite a magical item, really. It seemed to work as they described. However, label on the bottom: alcohol consumption only. Don't spill if full. Seen anything like this before?
Kind of glances at it and is like, no, never. I mean, most tankards are for alcoholic consumption, but you can use them to drink any other liquid as well. So why it would be for alcoholic consumption only, I do not know. And most drunks spill their drink when they're going around anyway, so why would it give you a warning for spilling it? That's that's an interesting one.
Well, looks like a fine tankard. Anyway, if you could.
Aye. Well, what are you having in it? Just some ale?
Fine.
Ale?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Neftari, you wanted
Ale?
whiskey?
Yes, would go down well.
Ale, whiskey, Templar, I assume not.
There's no need for that for me.
Alright. Pours an ale into his one of his own tankards and passes it to you, Neftari, and then fills the tankard that you provided him, Victorlus, and slides that over to you. Like,
So as he's filled the tankard, and just as he's about to turn around, I want to stamp my foot really hard on the floor and make a really sudden loud noise.
go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand check. I'm going to say this is DC 15.
You're trying to make him spill some beer.
Yes, he is.
I mean, don't you want to test it first? And see what happens when.
Sorry, I'm just checking quickly if I've acquired anything that gives me a. No, I don't think I've got anything that helps with that other than general. That should be. No.
No, as you slam your foot down. You're hoping to just slam down on the wooden floor to make a loud bang, but your heel just catches the one of the legs of the stool that you're sat on, so you just really very hard hit your the ball of your foot off the floor. It doesn't make much noise, and as he fills the tankard, he kind of turns to you like, "There you go." Who knows? Maybe it makes all ale taste absolutely amazing. Because I know that tastes like piss water.
Let's find out, shall we? I'll take a gulp of the.
Yeah, it still tastes like piss water.
Neftari's going to quite enjoy it. I mean, he was quite enjoying the bloody vase water, so even piss water beer.
Nothing. How much did you pay for that?
Enough to warrant going back for a refund.
See what happens if you spill some.
Hand it over to Neftari.
Oh, you want me to spill some? Oh, well, I
I
don't want
certainly don't want to do it myself. I
I
mean,
don't want to mess the bar up.
It's alright, you've already made enough bad decisions for the both of us.
I mean, I could go out into the alleyway and dip a bit out, just in case something bad happens.
I'm gonna.
I
I'm gonna dip my finger into the ale
Yeah,
and take a drop of it and just let it drip onto the floor.
nothing happens. Like, what's the worst that could happen? I've had drunks spill their drink here all the time. What's the worst that could happen? You're piquing my interest. I want to see what happens with it. Come on, spill it. Yeah, you can turn it. Come on, chuck it into the middle of them. I want to see if any of those drunkards in there like try and leach the alcohol off the floor. So I've seen some of these absolute disgusting wretches for beings actually do something like that before. Go on, I want to see it. This should be interesting.
Okay, I'll throw some beer at the drunks.
All right. Kind of baited you into this, but you know, I mean, a little bit of railroading here into this event, since the last two sessions have been nothing but derail. But still, as you throw the ale, you turn around with the tanker and just let loose the ale into the ground. You would assume that it would just go flying out as liquid would and then splash down onto the ground, but no, the liquid flies into the air and then coalesces into an orb above you, which slowly expands, creating a almost humanoid-looking visage as you summon an elemental.
Oh,
Is this a pure elemental?
This is an elemental. It's a beer monster, and with that, we're going to call an end to tonight's session as you just summoned a beer monster in the middle of a fucking bar.
Lads, drink the beer monster.
I do have to see how everyone's going to be like, it's made a drink, get it!
What attacks does this thing have?
Yeah, you're going to have to wait and see. Because I have a battle map to make and, you know, drunkards to fill it up. Well, maybe we'll see how it goes. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, I genuinely was surprised when like the gnome was stuttering and, you know, kind of when you were asking what the tanker does, that none of you roll insight, none of you barter, none of you actually try to do anything like that. Or like when it comes to buying stuff at stores, it's just, that'll be X amount of money. Okay, here you go. And that's it. So I hoped he would roll an insight or something like that when he's like, because personally, if that were me as a player, I'd be like, that doesn't sound right. That sounds way too good to be true. To just have a tankard that makes anything taste amazing. That sounds too good to be true. Insight check.
Like I said,
But no.
I'm glad they tested that out before giving it to the wizard and be like, yeah, you can pee in it and it tastes okay.
Yuck. Just thinking about that now, that could have backfired so nastily.
2, definite doghouse.
It's the Bear Grylls Cup.
Yep, basically. It comes with the camera crew and everything.
The kicks you're into.
Facing a beholder, time to drink my own piss.
Yeah, it's a good job you tested that with vase water and a bit of soil rather than actually going into the alleyway and just... Oh, wait a minute. There you go, try that.
All right, any questions? Anything wrong? Anything you want to talk to me about for this session?
I just like that there was, like, some of this shit could easily be solved with talking, and we don't fucking talk
Yeah,
to
you
each
just
other.
don't talk to anyone. You just, like...
But the shenanigans need to...
Yeah, exactly, shenanigans, that's what it's there for. But yeah, I am sorry, by the way, Kayla, that you kind of took the back burner to this session.
Oh no, it's fine. I've been cackling like a hen for like the last part of it.
Nice.
Shit, I kind of fucked up a little bit. Well, guess better come home with a puppy.
Oh no.
I kept trying to wake you with a dumb bird.
You have speak with animals as a spell. It's a first level spell. It takes an action to cast. You could have spoken to him and explained what you were wanting to do. But you didn't. You just said, I'm going to come in there, and if you don't, I'll summon some cats.
No, he said, I'll make her feel better if you let me touch her. Bitch.
Bitch! No, absolutely not. And then there was the threat, and it's just like, yeah, no. But you could have just said something to it, spoken to him, and explained what you're wanting to do, and then maybe it would have been different. But no.
He can understand me, can't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you said,
But-
quote, I can make her feel better if you let me touch
Toucher. And, he couldn't speak to you, so if you had a proper conversation with him, maybe it would have went out differently. Because, you would have had both sides of the conversation. But no, you didn't.
No.
But anyway, anything else you guys want to add on? Any comments about that session?
No, it was fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's quite good to get back into the swing of it, get back into character again.
A very unexpected ending.
A very unexpected ending. Well, unexpected for you guys. I was kind of hoping that would happen.
Of course it was. When he read the instructions, he was definitely going to try.
For combat, how many times are bar chairs gonna have to be thrown before my wizard wakes up? Am I just rolling con checks to see if I wake up to stuff being slammed around the bar downstairs?
We're gonna have to wait and see, because you might not even wake up, because you've got that veil across the tower that prevents sound from getting out or in. So you might miss out on the entire combat encounter. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, with that, we are going to call an end to tonight's session. Surprisingly, we are actually already up to date on the YouTube channel. So all the last 45 sessions, I believe, are now up on YouTube. So I'll get this one downloaded tomorrow, cut down, rendered, and uploaded for Tuesday, hopefully, and keep us all up to date on the YouTube channel. Question mainly for Evelyn, David, and Adam. Have you guys heard anything about us apparently going back into lockdown?
Nope.
So I know some places are going into local lockdown, but apparently there's rumors floating around that we might be going back into lockdown again.
Localized lockdowns are happening, but not nationwide.
It would be fair to speculate, because for the past couple of days we have had the
our infectivity rate's gone up to our IR's gone up to 1.7. So one person infected is infecting an average of 1.7 people.
Yeah.
So we if we do go back into lockdown, the plus side means that we'll have weekly, guaranteed weekly sessions again, because I'll be at home because I can't work from home.
Yeah, the downside would be we'll be out of work.
Yeah, because furlough ends.
Have a job past November at this rate.
Yeah, furlough ends next end of next month. But yeah, let's take a look at that.
Yeah,
I mean,
there might be riots.
it dropped as of yesterday, but still, that was
Every Sunday you get on a weekend you do get a slight drop. That's what a lot of the
yeah, it's because
downs are. So
but that's because yeah, that's just because it's the weekend and you don't have many kids going to school and people aren't at work,
Yeah, and also
you can't do a lot of testing.
6,000 new infections. That doesn't. There's no hooray. That's 1,000 less than yesterday. That's
still 6,000 people that are infected. Yeah, so
yeah.
we'll have to wait and see. We're going to keep an eye on everything, and who knows? Maybe that just means we'll be getting a lot more D&D in the future. But anyway, we hope you guys have enjoyed all of your weekend and enjoyed the last 18 minutes of it because it's about to hit Monday. Remember to stay safe, wear your masks, and as Kayla would say,
wash your goddamn hands.
Exactly. We will hopefully, shit not hitting the fan, be back next week. We'll see you then. Have a good day. Bye.